The next game today is Soul Quest. That was a
These
bird.
creatures again? Focus. This is no time for doubts. Let's see if all this training paid off.
Voiceover is fantastic. An enemy juggling. Nice. Higher your rank is, the more your end level score will be. Oh, it's got ranks.
Dominating. Carnage.
I have to learn
What
about
is
all
that?
the moves. Feels good.
Carnage.
Oh! Oh, it was so
job,
good until it wasn't.
You're definitely getting stronger.
Thanks.
Oh.
So, that means that now are you going to help me?
I love the record scratch sound that they used for that
Now, let's
That felt
not get
great.
ahead of ourselves.
when I got
First
hit.
beat the Fomorian, and then I will help you.
Fine. I want to do it anyway. I need to know if I'm really going to be capable of doing this.
Carnage. Carnage. Bullseye. Amazing.
That felt cool. I love that it's incentivizing like aerial combos, so I can like knock them up into a wall and then keep continuing the combo. That feels great. You think the air? I think the combat voice is that. I think that's too loud.
Remember to use your magic abilities, Alice. They will serve you to stun and damage all
Suddenly, that's now very loud. Why?
enemies in
I didn't
front
even
of you.
change that. LT plus A. Oh, you giving me magic now? Wait, why isn't it working? Oh, did I run out of magic? Is that what it is? It is. Okay. It's magic based. I'm at the top left.
Carnage. Bullseye. Amazing.
You can regain magic by attacking and killing enemies. The higher the combo rank, the higher the magic you will regain.
Love it. Also, all enemies killed by magic will give you some health back. It would help you to get out of difficult situations. All right. Oop.
Be careful with this one, Alice. You're gonna need a couple more hits to stack.
Kick his ass. Got it.
I guess that works too.
Up.
Dominating. Carnage. Bullseye.
All right. Nasty. Oh. Can't hit them.
Alice, look! A portal! You can
I do
use
love
this
portals.
type of portal to go back to the house. It's quite useful if you want to save your progress. Or you can come and trade souls for new moves and abilities.
How do I use it? Up, there we go. You can use the dashboard in Abena Store to select difficulties and replay previously completed levels. I love the look of this store. Also, 10 of 10. 10 of 10. Wait. Yes. And it's a chin rub, too.
Hi, Alice.
Good.
So, what can I do for you? Sure. Take
I want to
a
be
look.
stronger. Yeah. I feel like my combat damage is not very high right now. Wait. Tear down your enemies with lightning speed attacks. Million stab. Look at the animations on this. In the air, press XXXY, so we can do a spiral dive. That's cool. A follow-up strike that sends two more flying slashes in rapid succession. These, look at the animations in this, dude. Like, they're really, really well... Oh, that's cool. Oh, found a bug. Throw an astral projection of your sword that deals constant damage. In the ground, like on the ground, press YYX. I kind of want to get that one. What else do we have in here? What about under magic? Gives you an additional 25% more magic. To unlock this ability, you need to brought the previous ones, so we don't know what those are. Abilities, double jump. Yeah, double jump is kind of the way, and it looks... Does she animate a sword and then jump off of it? Because that's the coolest double jump I've seen. Yeah. Every J is replaced with Y? Really? Double jump? I'm okay with that. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think it is, because there's jump right there, man. You can't gaslamp me. It's not gonna work. Air recover. Nice. I'm gonna get mobility shit first. That seems super valid. And then I'm gonna get million stab because I want to see what it feels like.
Ah,
Yeah, go see what that is.
Sure.
What do you got? Combat? Turn on your enemies with lightning speed. After using piercing cut. I don't know what piercing cut is. There we go. B plus Y. Okay. Crazy ability. That's cool. I love that she, like, generates a sword underneath herself and jumps off of it. That's cool. Yeah, that's a really far one, and then you can do that at the end of it. The speed is nice.
Dominating carnage. Bullseye.
Oh, that sucked.
Carnage. Bullseye.
Juggle.
More
It's very
and more
juggle.
Creatures are attacking in groups.
Yeah.
Something must be causing all of this, but what?
Oh. I couldn't see the ground. My hubris. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Dominating carnage. Bullseye.
Come on!
Wow, okay. Aerial target that shoots bullets is very nasty.
Dominating. Carnage. Bullseye.
Is that what you got?
What?
Dominating.
Why is it dodging instead of doing... That was weird.
Carnage.
I was trying to do the ability, it was doing a dodge instead. I think I handled it wrong. I definitely found a bug there, but I don't know what it was.
Bullseye.
There we go. Yeah, the
More
game said
and more
tutorial over
creatures.
there, for sure. I got my ass kicked. It kind of feels like I wish I had more strength, like damage dealt, right? Oh,
Dominate carnage. Bullseye.
oh shit.
Amazing.
Come on!
There's no immunity frames. There's no immunity frames. Oh, that is brutal, dude.
Dominating. Carnage.
Brutal.
More and more creatures are attacking in groups.
How would you combo if you told them in 2 hits? Oh, I wouldn't say 2 hits, but their time to kill is quite long. Which I don't think is a problem. It's just like something to get used to, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely have to get used to the time to kill on this. It's cool. Okay, let me go look at my move list. Use the power of Earth to create an Earth Stomp that sends all enemies in front of you into the air. While holding LT, press X. Okay. Combat. Devastating blow that sends you and your enemies into the air. Okay.
Going up.
That's cool. That's a lot of air stall. We're leaving. Going to space. I may have found the combo, chat. I found a way to go to space. Ah!
Dominating. Carnage. Bullseye.
Is that all you
Oh,
got?
rude.
Come on.
Oh my god, dude.
Carnage.
There's no immunities.
Carnage.
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit.
Bullseye.
The lack of, like, immunity frames is pretty insane. Jesus Christ, dude.
Amazing.
This is brutal, dude. Yeah, it's like immediately hard mode. I gotta practice my abilities more. That is wildly hard. Magic to heal? It doesn't say that it heals. It just does Terramancy. Does that heal without saying it does? While holding LT, press X, but it's actually A. Oh, does it actually say it in the tutorial? Did I not? I probably didn't see that.
Dominating. Carnage. Bullseye.
Shit.
Carnage.
Okay, it does heal. Takes a... Oh, okay, so a full monster
More
kill
and
barely
more-
gives you any mana back. It's a hell of a resource. Yep. If you kill with magic, it gives you health back, but it's not... It's not like a thing you can rely on. Yeah. Jesus, dude.
Dominating.
Is that all you got?
Dominating. Dominating. Carnage. Dominating.
I do feel like I'm getting cheesed a bit here. And I'm not quite sure. I feel a bit cheesed by that, to be honest. Like, I'm getting cheesed.
Dominating.
Yeah.
Carnage.
There, I feel like there needs to be a block or something. Yeah. Like, I don't have a block that I could tell. Let me see in my move list if I have something like that. Yeah, it feels like an old-time arcade game. It feels like I'm getting my quarters stolen a little bit.
Bullseye. Bullseye.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just more like a... Like, damn, what do I do, right? Yeah, they attack really
More and
fast
more
after
creeps.
spawn. That's the thing that's crazy about it. I think that's what it is the moment they spawn, they're like, fireball! Like, bro. And there's not really anywhere in the room that is a safe spot from that, right? Get good? I mean, I guess.
Dominating. Carnage.
And no immunity frame.
Carnage. Bullseye.
Come on!
Carnage.
Oh, come on, man.
Dominating.
I can do this all day!
Dominating. Carnage.
That is outrageous. There we go. Jesus. That is, like... It's wild because there's no immunity frames for any of your movements, so it's like... How do you... Yeah, no iframes, but no contact damage either. There's no contact damage. That's true. But no iframes makes that very tough. Let's see. Okay.
Dominating. Carnage. Bullseye. Carnage. Bullseye.
Jesus Christ, dude. All you need is one, dude. Oh, thank God. Oh. Oh, come on, man. Ugh.
Dominating.
I haven't felt like I've had a quarter stealer in ages. This thing is stealing my quarters left, right, and center, man. Oh my God. Just, that's like, okay. Insert quarter. Oh my God, dude. All the way back to the beginning, dude? This dev is a masochist. You're a monster. You're a monster.
Bullseye.
No. Oh God, I have the bug again. Get off of me.
Amazing.
What is an immunity frame? An immunity frame is, like, say when you dodge, you can't take damage for a number of frames. There's, like, the air dodge. Either there isn't immunity frames, and they're very, very short, or the immunity frames don't exist. Because I was trying to, like, move around to get through stuff, and they just immediately got... I still took damage, so I was like, Jesus, dude. It's either there aren't immunity frames, or they're very tight. And it's hard for me to tell right now, but I'll tell you, this shit's hard. Yeah. Getting better at it, but like, holy shit. Also, enemies like immediately using their abilities when they pop out, I think adds a lot to the difficulty. There's no like setup and understanding time. Yeah.
Dominating. Carnage. Dominating.
Oh my God, dude. Off the screen. The dog from off the screen is insane, dude. Holy shit, dude. Oh my God. You don't have any immunity frames when you get knocked either, so they wombo combo you super hard. Like, the moment you get hit, you pop up and you're like, hit, and you lose control of your character the whole time. You get juggled just like they do. That's wild, man. Holy shit. What does this do? Shoot a sword and astral projection that damages distant enemies. There's no time for that. There's no time for that at all. It's cool, but it's really long build up. Air shuffle. XX up Y. Okay.
Too slow!
Dominating. Carnage.
Too slow!
Bullseye. Amazing.
All right.
More.
More combos. More. He's starting to believe. I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but it's fine.
Dominating.
Rude! Oh my god, dude. No. Not this. Oh my god, no.
Dominating.
Eat it.
Carnage.
Goddamn dragons. Bullshit.
Bullseye. Amazing. Bullseye. Amazing.
To hell with you!
Alright. Alright. Goddamn birds. Might be a skill issue? Dude, I don't know. It could be a skill issue. Or this game is just being tough as nails. You play it. You play it. Report back to me. Alright, so, what I've learned about this game is it was serious when it talked about difficulties. When this game tells you it's hard, they meant it. Which is great. I was getting my ass kicked. Now I'll get my ass kicked a little bit less.
Dominating. Carnage. Bullseye. Amazing.
What? Why didn't it carry them?
Bullseye.
Come on. I did that one correctly and it didn't work.
Amazing.
I could do this all day!
I can't, actually. I'm gonna die.
Bullseye. Amazing.
Okay. I think I'm gonna head back and go to my portal. Because I have 1,195 of those souls. I think it's time to get stronger. Yeah, I need to do more juggling, for sure. Or more crowd control? Yeah. I think I need to just get good, to be honest with you. I wasn't prepared for the difficulty. Is what it was.
Hi, Alice. So, what? Sure, take a look.
Oh, that's really expensive. Gives you an additional 25% more HP. Okay. Follow-up strike that sends 2 more flying slashes in rapid succession. After using drive, press Y. Okay, so we could do 3 total slashes that way? Use your blades in a powerful X-shape attack that deals big damage to your enemies. I think I want to get that, to be honest with you. And I think we're going to head back out. Let's go take a look at that moveset real quick. Okay, I have to press it every time. Where is it? Is it all at the bottom? There it is. YYXY in air. Wait, why? YYXY. Is that not working? Did I get that wrong? There's a space between the X and the plus there. Is there a pause? Let me try it again. Yeah, it's not working. YYXY. Together? And none of the other ones are like that. Should it be YY and then X and Y at the same time? No. One sec. Yeah, it doesn't seem. It says it's an air combo, but it doesn't seem to be functioning. Is there a button? Maybe there's a symbol that's missing there? Actually, Dev, are you here? Is there an indicator that's missing there? Because YYX plus Y doesn't seem to be doing it. Yeah, there's a gap in it, so I don't know if that's correct. Seems like a delayed timing, so I'm wondering. You need the roulette spin move first. Oh, I wouldn't have bought it if I knew that. Okay, I need the roulette ability. I'm 5 off. Fine. Yeah, I wouldn't have bought it if I knew that. That's funny. Literally 5 points away, my dude. That's so rough. There is an immunity frame for it. I just had to get the timing right now that I understand it. Screwed that up. I understand now. Now it makes sense. I think it just clicked. Yeah, no, I think it just clicked. Yeah, I'm learning the game, dude. Hi, bud. That wasn't very nice. I'm just gonna juggle you for a little bit, bud. You're cool, right?
Carnage. Bullseye.
Oh.
Bullseye.
We good? There's no music here. Yeah, there's no music in here. I don't know why.
Hey, guys! I'm sure we can talk this out like civilized, undead things. Right?
Looks like you're in a bit of trouble. Time to unleash the power of your sword and get rid of all these sacks of bones.
Okay.
You can recharge your sword energy by attacking and killing enemies.
Why did you give me that earlier? Jesus Christ, dude. Cool looking effect, by the way. You know I could do it, Dev. I could do it. You give me 1 pixel of height every time I make this swing. I could do it. I know this will probably be fixed by tomorrow. Which I'm fine with. It's a feature. Victory. The dev is frantically writing this down, yes. 2,000 years later. Made it. Oh.
Carnage. Bullseye.
Rude.
Carnage. Dominating. Carnage. Bullseye.
Chop. Alright. Is this the full game? Ow. I don't know. But can he do it again? Full game is not out. That's fair. I'm glad I could find you guys at least one bug. It's quite fun. Oh, that's the mechanic.
Carnage. Carnage.
Oh, you're such a jerk.
Bullseye. Amazing.
I can do this.
Oh,
all
rude.
day.
Bullseye.
He's starting to believe, Chet. Intended? No, it super is. I mean, the whole point of the game is to get, like, crazy combos. So, like, I'm starting to understand what their playstyle is. It was so hard at first, now I get it. Life steals a lot, you gotta use mana to do it,
So,
which is tough.
sure.
Okay, now I need this new ability called Roulette Spin. So now I can do YYXY. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool as shit.
Hi, Alice. So, sure.
Combat. Million stab. Magic boost. No. Abilities. HP boost. That's cool. Pet the dog. Pet the cat. And we're out. Oh, that's such a dick move, dude.
Carnage. Dominating.
You know, I almost felt bad, but then I realized that's literal death. You know?
Carnage. Bullseye. Carnage. Dominating.
Oh, what the shit? Oh my god. Okay, bud. The fall off the map was rough. Wow. Okay, let's just not deal with that. There we go.
Dominating. Carnage.
What? There. Now they're dead. Settle down.
Bullseye.
Sir? Sir? Thank you. So knocking them off the edge doesn't give you currency, but it does kill them instantly. What? Wait, what? Oh, there's a platform there. I didn't realize there was a platform. I thought I was walking on the chain. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I didn't even see it. Nope. Yo, he didn't die from that?
Dominating. Carnage.
Oh, come on.
Carnage.
I died while the healing was in the midair, on its way to me. The health was in midair, on its way to me, dude. All right, it's been an hour. Let's call those devs. This game is rough, dude. Oh, no, this is super fun. I actually think it's crazy good fun, dude. All right, I'm gonna get the ads running, and then we're gonna have the devs on. Give me just a minute. Yeah, that's crazy tough, man. Love it. I absolutely love that. I want to talk to them about how they balance this and like what the intended behavior is and like their launch day and everything. I have so many questions. So before we get started, if you'd like to introduce yourself and say who you are and what you're working on, man.
Well, I'm Tomás J. Pereira, and I'm working actually on SolQuest. I'm kind of like the masochist evil that makes a game that is too hard, apparently.
I do think that it's very hard, but also, to your credit, I chose that, right? At the beginning of the run, I chose hard mode. I think the reason why is I am used to games saying that they're hard and not being hard, like really at all. You delivered exactly what you told the player you're going to deliver them. And that's not something that normally happens, which I think is quite fine. I'm actually going to return to the map and like start this over on like normal mode. And I think that might actually work much better because I want to see what this feels like in that way, you know, what you have. Because like I think Zaffroth made a really good comment with it earlier, which is hard mode is usually normal. Normal is usually easy, and easy is usually for like reviewers, right? Like for games journalism. Because it's just like it's not actually difficult all the time. Is there a way to change that, by the way?
Yeah, on the right there on the Avanus store, you have the leaderboard on his right.
Let's see.
Yeah, the game is pretty much, I think it's kind of obvious, but it's pretty inspired by Devil May Cry. And they have that sense of, you know, you have multiple difficulties. Even still, these 3 difficulties, there are even more that you have to unlock every time you complete the game on each difficulty. But yeah, the thing is, if you don't have any, you know, real experience with hack and slash games, it's really tough to start on hard mostly, because also every time you buy a move, those all the things that you bought, they are shared between difficulties. So you can, you know, play the game on easy and buy, you know, a lot of moves, and then you can go to hard and already have them to your disposal.
I see. Okay. So like you kind of have it. I see it started me over at beginning progression on medium. So that's because I don't have any progression on medium. If I return to hard, it would show me my character again.
Yeah,
Basically
exactly.
the same thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like every difficulty you have the levels that you played, and then, you know, you have to play the game in each difficulty to, you know, have the list of all the missions.
That's fantastic, actually.
And I did. You found a really weird bug. It's mostly something that I didn't plan. Is that you bought a move without the previous one that was required.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
Thought about. And I was happy because you were buying another move, and then I saw what you choose, and I was like, "Is this going to work without the Berserker swipe?" And I wanted to just kill myself there.
No, it's okay. I mean, like, it always comes down to there are bugs, and those bugs are okay, and there's no problems. You know, like that's never going to be an issue. It's more like one of those things of like, does the dev know? Like, I think we only ran into like 2 bugs throughout all of this, to be honest with you, and one of them is that, and then the other one is I don't know how, but I got a monster stuck to my face. Did you see that one?
Yeah, it was with the piercing cut that you move an enemy with you, and then you started, you know, jumping and dodging and do a lot of moves that, you know, I think you got out of the state of the attack, but the hitbox was still, you know, retaining the enemy.
That makes sense.
It was pretty good because this week, you know, I told my polisher team that you're going to be playing the demo, and so we started polishing a lot. You found stuff that, you know, we didn't even know.
Totally fair. I'm glad you guys know about it, like, you know, now, because now you can fix it, right? And it's always funny with that kind of stuff, because you're going to have a million people doing that, man. they're all going to be finding stuff. By the way, this is dramatically better feeling for me on medium mode, and this is the mode that I should have started it with, 100%. So if you do play this game, don't play it hard as your first go. Game's going to kick your ass, which it should, because it's in hard mode, but I didn't respect it. I was unfamiliar with its game, you know?
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that, you know, also make this very much difficult there, because, you know, it's very rough to make a demo, you know,
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty big combat system, and to have someone really get used to it in just I think a normal time frame for the demo is like half an hour, and it's a very brief time to just be. Oh no, these are all the combat moves that you can use. You have magic, you have the soul releasers. It's pretty much very difficult to have someone keep all those things in mind and in such a short period of time.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really impressed with it. The combo system is really cool feeling, and now that enemies have like dramatically less HP than they did before, and the amount of enemies has decreased, it is supremely fun by comparison to me. This feels fantastic now. And yeah,
and
oh,
you didn't even bought the good moves for the
yeah,
demo.
yeah, no, that makes sense completely. I've got 1,500 currency, so I definitely will be doing that. But like, the game feels completely different now. Like, completely different. Yeah, respect the difficulty is really all it comes down to. And if you don't do that, this game will actually be hard, which is not what I'm used to, not what a lot of you guys are used to. So I think that's great, to be honest. Like, I think what you're doing is really cool. I was so confused at first. I was like, why is the game so hard? You know? Oh,
Yeah,
I figured it out. I figured out your bug. I know what causes it.
Yeah, it happens again. Yeah, and even the last time I showed the game on a presential event, I have some keychains of the main character's sword, and no one actually has won them because no one could end the arena.
Really?
Yeah, because every person chose to play on hard and skip the tutorial.
Really? No, I'm always gonna play the tutorial. That's rough. It looks like the one where it gets bound to the front of the shield, by the way, or the front of the character, looks like it happened there after I pierced an enemy into a skeleton's shield. So the bounce off of the shield while the enemy was carried on me is what caused that. Might be the case. Don't know.
Yeah, some pretty logic. But the thing that you did previously, flying with the 2 attacks string, that's I don't think it's going to be fixed.
Really?
I mean, if you're committed enough and you have the time, you
Screw
can skip
That's cool.
Yeah, but the thing is that you use it to skip the one of the combats arena, but then you walk straight to it.
Yep, that's funny though. I think that's cool though. Like if you have that kind of outlook on that, I think that's really cool because that means it's okay to have a little bit of things like that and let players play around if the ability feels cool and they want to be dedicated to it and you're fine with that. I think it's awesome. I think it's a really cool way to be.
Yeah, I wanted to make the combat system in order to every player can play the way they want. If they want to be more defensive or more aggressive and use a more variety of combos. Mm-hmm. I want them to have the possibility.
What do you think? Like, I'm really interested because it's very aggressive only, and a lot of games like this will have things like parries, blocks, stuff like that. What made you want to go away from that kind of a system?
Mostly because the games that I use as reference are mostly hack and slashes, and I don't think they have a sort of parry. I tried to have one for testing at the beginning of the first stage of development, but enemies attack so much and you attack so much that every time you parry them. So it was pretty difficult to have that.
It just felt real weird at that point. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm always interested.
In Devil May Cry, you can parry attacking an enemy just in the moment that he was about to reach you with an attack. Mm-hmm. And that system made the game, be every attack that you make, it was parrying another enemy attack. So
no, that makes sense. This feels really, really good. By the way, it is very smooth, very fluid. Feels awesome with that. I'm really impressed with the comboing system. The combo system feels amazing for that. Oh, I'm gonna beat up these monsters real quick, or not. Oh, that's the one I have that I haven't really used. Hold up.
Yeah, you bought the 2 moves to do the Berserker swap, and then you didn't use it. That's what I was saying, that it's pretty difficult to get the players to know how many variables they have for the combat in just a short amount of time.
Definitely. I do think that it's one of those things where it's absolutely a learning experience, and I kind of love that. I love launching enemies off the edge, even if they don't give you resources when that happens.
Yeah, and I mean, in the main game, it's going to be, much more slower and paced learning curve, because here in the demo, you were just having, the magic attacks and the finishers in the first mission, the first 2 missions. But in the main game, you will have to, complete the cave, beat the boss of the cave, and then go to one of the main zones of the game, that is Sarnuro's forest, and beat him in order to unlock for the first time the magic and the finisher. So I still need to make the difficulty balance, because you will have to go around all these levels without magic and finishers.
That's awesome. No, that's really, really cool. I love the idea of progressing in that way. Oh my god. How do you go about balancing this, by the way? Is it just about playtesting for you, or is it you playing it? Because I feel like you're probably amazingly good at this game at this point, and that would make it supremely hard to balance.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty difficult because, just for me, I already know to a very big extent all the moves that I have. So it's pretty difficult to get a real sense of how difficult the game is, because when I see people playing the game, it depends so much on their experience with this type of games and this type of combat mostly. Because I saw some people trying to play the demo on easy, and they took like 2 hours to complete it.
Really?
And then there's people that play the game on hard and do it, you speedrun the game. And I heard people telling me that the first boss of the cave is too difficult, it's too easy. He attacks too much, or he takes an eternity to attack. So it's pretty difficult to get the sense of what's really happening.
It's really tough because it's just going to be skill based no matter what. Like I feel like hard is too hard for me, and like I feel like eventually that's something that I can work up to, But like right now, absolutely not, because I have no idea what I'm doing yet, And I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, the idea is exactly as Devil May Cry. Your first playthrough will be the real tutorial of the game, because the game is made in mind with the idea that when you complete you wouldn't be able to about all the moves in your first playthrough. Your last big attack, you will unlock it after you complete the game. So you will have to play a second playthrough to have all the moves at your disposal. So it's always made with the idea that you will need a second playthrough to experience the game's combat as was intended. So that's what I'm trying to say. People, you don't need to play hard on the first one, because the idea is that you will be able to play it again, and then if you like it, you will have very hard, and then you will have God Slayer, that is a one-hit kill. It all depends on what the player will want their experience to be with the difficulty.
Yeah, no, I like the way that you're balancing this. I actually think it feels superior. How long have you had the demo out, rather? Because you do have it fully out, don't you? I believe you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, the demo I think it was open on 2023, I think September.
So quite a while. Yeah,
the game started development on 2019, so it was a pretty long development time. And the thing that took most of the time was because I didn't have the animator that worked on the game at first left to another project, and then I couldn't pay for another animator with the same quality. So I was stuck for a couple of years. So the only thing I could keep doing was keep polishing the existing combat and systems. So that's what I was doing for 2021 to 2023 mostly.
That's awesome. I think that's actually like a really cool story. You said you had somebody else working with you on the game for the animator. Do you do the animations now, or is it completely on?
Last year I have a Kickstarter for the game, and we were able to meet the goal. So I was able to hire a pixel art team that helped me with this. It's pretty big of a game with the amount of animation. I think only the main character has like 150 animations. So I needed multiple people to help me with the pixel art.
I think you've done a fantastic job. I think they have too. The pixel art is really, really pretty, and I think you guys have done really, really well. How do you think the reception for the game has been so far? How do you think that people have kind of like felt about it overall?
Thankfully, there's a lot of people that really like the game, because I don't think there's a lot of 2D games with this type of combat. So I think this was pretty well received overall. But I see that there are some people that get really frustrated with the difficulty. That's mostly what I'm trying to to tackle on this last month. that are mostly for polishing and bug fixing. So this PlayStation helped me a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the thing is as if people touch this and you guys think the difficulty is too high, lower the difficulty. I just did. I felt the difficulty was too high, but that's because I didn't respect the game, like straight up. Like just go in and lower the difficulty and you'll be just fine. I was kind of blown away by the fact that like that was difficult, as it was, as hard as it was. That is not what I expected. So I can understand why people would be surprised by it. But I do think that changing that difficulty is definitely the right way to go. What do you think, and this is kind of a tough one, what do you think is that your game does the worst? And this is something we ask pretty much every dev that comes in here of call your baby ugly. What do you think the game does poorly?
The platforming, because it's pretty, it was almost impossible to balance out a game where you can buy a second jump and an air dash. So I have to make all of the game with the idea that a player can play it without buying those moves. So it was pretty restrictive. So I don't think the platforming section will be it's not Silsong, but there are a lot of environmental hazards and stuff for it. And I don't think my story or dialogues are very well written, because I made most of the story in 2020, during the pandemic. The idea for the game is to be a trilogy, and I got all the trilogy from there. And I just have to speed up the dialogues process just to create all the cutscenes that I wanted for the game. But I don't have any previous writing experience or something similar.
Someone in chat was saying that they greatly appreciate the voiceover, and I agree with that as well. I think it's awesome. It sounds really good. Are those people that are still on the team now, or is that like you guys or family members or?
Oh no, they are voice actors. The main character and the old man Avanus, they were around from 2023 because their dialogues were already part of the demo back then. And this year I make some casting calls to complete the roster. I think we're currently at a little bit around 700 dialogue lines.
Really? So that's quite a lot of voice acting. Do you do that in English only, or are there other languages that the game supports?
Right now the demo is in English and Spanish, but voiceover will be only on English. Except the game does extremely well.
It's super expensive.
In that case, we can. Yeah, and I have to, already there's a system to, change all the dialogue, but there isn't one to change dialogues lines. So I will have to create a new system and, the casting call for all voice actors and other languages and got all the 700 dialogue lines and implemented on the game. So it will take some time.
Trying to see how this one works. Back and forth. Throw an astral projection of your sword that deals constant damage. On the ground, press YYX. Seem to be doing that. Is this another one that needs a special ability in it?
Back and forth?
Yeah.
No, it should be working.
Okay.
I'm surprised you still haven't bought Tornado and Spiral Live. Those are, my two favorite moves.
Are they? Here, I'll grab Tornado. See what Tornado takes. XXXY. Oh, that's cool. That feels great. Now I understand why it's one of your favorite moves.
Yeah, you have to try Spiral Live. It's a game changer. Mostly for 8 enemies, it will, completely destroy them.
Yeah.
I see some people asking, I'm Argentinian.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
I think that was the most hard, enemy spawner of all the demo. So if you can defeat them, you're golden for the boss.
Which one?
This spawner, I think it was the most difficult from what I saw from people playing the demo. So if you can beat these enemies, you're golden.
Okay. I think I've gotten quite a bit better from playing on hard mode first, which was a huge mistake. But it feels a lot nicer, honestly, of just being able to do that. And I think that the game is starting, I'm starting to get the hang of it, right? It's definitely one of those ones you got to get the hang of.
Yeah, it completely, changed the way you perceive the game once the combat clicks,
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. It was like, oh, Oh, that's what you want me to do. Got it now.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about it too, is it feels like when you get hit now, like now it feels to me, like when I get hit, it's like I know what I just did wrong. And before it was like, I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. This game is stealing my quarter, right? It's a really interesting thing too, is like building a game with that in mind. That's got to be very tough because, like I said before, with like feedback, is taking feedback from players is going to be very, very hard because there's so many different skill levels for players at that point.
Yeah,
Find
I
it
think
fascinating.
there's also work I have to do with trying to explain the things that happens in the game. I couldn't resist and write you in the chat that you can get out of the stun state if you jump or you dodge,
Yeah,
because there's people that just stand still and wait for the steps to go, but you can get out of it as soon as you jump. It's like instant, but players, since they didn't know, they don't use that.
that's really interesting. Yeah, because that's exactly what my feeling was. Is like, oh, I just have to sit here and wait to fall on the floor, until I get back up. I didn't realize that I could dodge cancel out of. Now that I do, like when I take damage, I'm not even on the ground. I never even hit the ground. Very different kind of gameplay feel. Like there. I think I like the million cuts the most, by the way. I think it's my favorite ability.
Someone's asking if I talked about an adaptive difficulty. Not actually, because the idea of the game is to have multiple difficulties, so players, can, expect what is going to happen to them, because it's a pretty difficult game to balance. So, if I have to make the game balance itself during gameplay, it could also lead to some problems. Maybe people don't. If someone enters a game and are difficulty, they wouldn't want to be called, "Hey, we slowed you down the difficulty because you were doing so bad," something like that.
I'm going to have a serious. Come on.
That I think is the thing that Devil May Cry does. If you don't unlock easy mode until you die like 5 times.
Oh, he's very angry. Oh. Okay. He's so angry. Got him. Oh,
Once and for all.
cool fight.
What? You shouldn't.
It was
That-
only you started on hard. After that you destroyed the game.
Yeah, that's it. That was the thing. Is like I'm used to when a game says it's hard, it feels about this level of difficulty. So your medium is what I'm used to on hard.
This can't be.
And instead of
I need to save.
Yeah, there's not expected completion time for the game, but there's some every mission has a rank
I
that
don't.
depends on how long you take to beat it, and
I'm sorry.
how well you did with the combat and if you die or not. That's mostly for speedrunners or completionists. But the idea to the game is going to take around 6 to 8 hours for the first playthrough. Of course, depending your how you tackle the combat, and of course mostly skill based.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it will depend mostly on difficulties, the expected completion time. So it's not in rough as you have to beat the game in this particular type of time. I think the boss fight has like a minute in order to complete it for you to get an S rank.
And how many worlds do you have in this? Because I'm seeing so many different environments on the Steam page. Like, there's like lava environments with like skeletons there, and then there's like a fish man here, and it looks like rain in the background. Like, how many worlds do you have for this?
Yeah, the cave is like a mini zone. It's like a tutorial one, and then you have 4 main zones that are related to the boss you're going to fight. They're also made to introduce you to new enemies that come from that zone, and also to for environmental hazards that gives you some hints about the boss moves and how he's going to attack you. And then you have another mini zone that's mostly like some sort of a lot of difficulty arenas once you're already about to finish the game with 2 boss fights.
Yeah,
But that was mostly 4 main zones and 2 mini zones.
that's a lot. I mean, if that's what you count as a mini zone, like this cave would effectively be a mini zone, or is it smaller than that for the
Yeah, it's
demo
a mini
experience?
zone
Mini zone.
because it were three, three quests and then the boss fight.
Hmm.
The main zone will have four and will be a little bigger than this. But also for the main game, this cave zone will be a little expanded. Mostly because the first mission that you play with in the tutorial, it wouldn't be part of it. It's going to have like a good, very polished cutscene animation that I've been working on it like a month ago. It's like the start of the tutorial one. The start of the trailer on how the husband of Alice died. Sorry, I forgot the question. I started
You
talking about the
okay?
game.
No, we were just talking about the amount of zones. I think it's cool, man. Like, I think that you've got quite a. You said 6 to 8 hours, and some of these models that are animated, this look freaking amazing. Like, I was looking at this. Like, this character's just so cool, you know, and like on horseback fighting, and then like the lava environment. Like, I think the biggest thing about this is the combo system feels really fluid once you start unlocking more abilities. You were completely right about that. Of like get some of the lower end abilities and start chaining them together. It felt really nice. But I'm also very interested in the story here because you have so many characters involved. You have so much like there's so many characters around on the tutorial that I'm very interested in. Yeah, it is very good. It's very, very good looking. So I think the biggest thing is you've had the demo out for a long time, right? Your release date says to be announced. When are you shooting for your 1.0? When are you shooting to launch?
We actually announced the release period. It's going to be around the second quarter of next year.
Nice.
Just for people that was asking, this game is made in Game Maker.
You made this in Game Maker. Hey,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, it's the best game. It's the best engine for 2D games.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
super agree. 100% agree. I work at the same stuff. It's great.
I try to use Unity to see which one will be good, but it took me like a week to just make the character jump.
Yep.
So I said if it takes long just to jump, I can make a combat system on this.
Yeah. And,
So
and Game Maker's super fast for that, like building anything like that. So yeah, hell yeah.
yeah, I actually started the game on Game Maker 1 and then it started, evolving while I was developing the game.
Were you on 1.4 as well?
Yeah, I have a
Yep.
legacy account.
Did you update to 2 already? You did the whole process?
Yeah, I have the
So much
2024 version right now, but I
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to update it any longer.
No, I had to go through the cleanup process too, and it was like, oh,
Yeah, there was a lot of errors and
yeah.
some weird functions that you have to be created to
It does all these
replace the other
compatibility
one.
functions and things that are just terrible. Like I remember when I first did my update, and I was like, "There's like 6,000 errors." All right, there goes my weekend. Like you just sit there and you drill down through all of it.
Yeah, and what
Yeah,
do
it
you
was-
mean that instance create doesn't exist anymore?
yeah, I know. Oh my god, now it's like instant create layer and instant create depth, and I was like, "What do you? Why? What do you mean?" Or what was the other thing too? Is you don't have to check for an instance before you use a with anymore. That was a thing you had to do back in the day because if you used with and the instance didn't exist, it would crash the video game.
Oh, I have that all the time. I
Yeah.
have to check if an object exists all the time. I'm going to call it.
Yep. In 2, they changed it at some point. You don't have to do that anymore. If you use a with now, it checks for the instance to exist and then uses it, which is what all of us were doing anyway. If you don't do that, it does like an access failure and the game crashes. Like Game Maker crashes. It's quite funny. Yeah, for anybody in chat. Oh, that's good though.
Yeah,
And I didn't know you made it in
also-
Game Maker. That's awesome. It's really awesome.
Yeah, mostly it's kind of difficult because all the devs here in Argentina, I think no one uses Game Maker,
Really?
so I can talk with anyone about the engine and stuff.
Well, come talk with us, man. Like, cause that's what I work in primary. It's I like it a lot. I think it's really good for 2D games. I wouldn't make 3D in it, but I've seen people who have, and it kind of blows me away. Like, I think Knuckle Sandwich was Game Maker too, but they had a bunch
Yeah, I
of
think
3D stuff.
they
in
are
it.
the real masochist.
Yeah. He did a bunch of 3D stuff in it. I was like, that's all right. Like, that's kind of crazy, but good job, man. No, that's cool. That's really cool, man. But yeah, no. If you join our Discord, you can actually go. There's a game dev section. If you talk in the Game Maker section, we got a lot of people in there. So if you're interested in talking to other devs that are working in that engine, like there's a whole bunch of people in there. So quite a bit.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Mostly, I think I'm currently in a stage where I think I wouldn't say dominate, but I can do anything on the engine
Mhm.
except for multiplayer.
Fair.
I tried multiple times and and couldn't achieve it. One fun thing is that at first I didn't know if I will make the game a Metroidvania. I tried to make the map system, but since I couldn't make it look right, I scrapped everything and went for missions instead, like Devil May Cry.
Really? If you,
All because I couldn't do that.
yeah, you said that you can't do multiplayer. Did you try to do multiplayer for this game too?
No, not for this game because when I started, game developing, I was making mobile games, mobile Dragon Ball games for the Android store.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, make a multiplayer system, but it was, it feels difficult right now. Imagine, 2019, it was another situation.
Yeah, no, mobile games are it's surprising for a lot of people who like here in the United States is people are very surprised at how popular mobile games are globally. They're the most popular games in the world. Like bar none, right? Like it's kind of insane. But there are many countries where people just play mobile games and only mobile games. Like even in Brazil for a very long time, mobile was like the dominating gaming console was the mobile phone, That's a lot of people.
My game went pretty viral. On Brazil, Brazilian YouTubers started playing the game, and it went pretty viral for a moment until Google, you say you don't know Dragon Ball and kill them. But one of the things that I realized is was in Brazil a lot of people were playing, but they have like their own brand that has pretty less RAM that was normal at the moment, and I had to make a lot of optimization just for their phones.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think you were saying as the government issued phones in Brazil. Was that the ones that you were having to update for? Because I know they did that in Brazil for a long time.
Oh, no, I don't know if I can apply to them because I'm not. I'm from Argentina, and here in the country they just announced some funds.
Yeah, that was the thing. For anybody who doesn't know, there was the reason why mobile phones took off in Brazil, at least for games, at least for a little while, was I think there was a program where the government was issuing phones to households to try and get more people in Brazil online. And I have to look into it more of what happened with that, but it made mobile gaming explode in Brazil, which was really cool. I was like, whoa, suddenly a lot of people were playing video games there. Which made me laugh.
Yeah, it could be because I think that brand of phones that was pretty popular there, I think it was also Brazilian, so it makes sense. They wanted to promote their own, company.
Yeah.
And I think now they have a lot of government funds for game development of Brazil. There's a lot of good games coming from there.
I went and looked up the Brazil thing. It wasn't that the Brazilian government issued phones directly. I was wrong about that. It's actually that they provided a bunch of incentives and improved the telecommunication system. So like if you had a phone line, you could get like a phone easier or had more 3 and 4G in your area, which is pretty interesting. I think it's cool. And it led to a lot of people playing a lot more games there on mobile, which is awesome. Oh, I have to select a quest.
Yeah, it made Free Fire made this really blowed up thanks to Brazil mostly.
Yeah. No, Brazil's awesome. Our studio wouldn't exist without them, legitimately. It's actually rad. They supported us before anybody else.
Directly from Brazil government.
What's up?
Directly from Brazil government, or you have
no,
Brazil
there's people
publisher?
in Brazil. Yeah, just the people of Brazil. Yeah, no, it's when we first started releasing games, Brazilian people were the first ones to pick it up and make fan art and like just explode the game all over the internet. It's because of them. It's actually awesome.
Yeah, I really want to make the Brazilian Portuguese for the release. There's a lot of people that were asking for it.
I would definitely say that is a good idea. Yeah, it's Brazil is a very big market, and when you support them, they will support you right back. They're awesome. How is the game? Actually, this one of the things that was interesting is you said that you've got very few game maker developers in your region. Is that like do you have a lot of indie devs there? Is that like a big thing in Argentina? I don't know what the scene is like there. Something we ask each one of the international devs because it's interesting to know.
Yeah, I think 50% of all the development teams are solo devs or a group of friends, not really an organization. But I think mostly most of the people try to make 3D games. Mostly in Argentina there are terror games, horror, and visual novels. I don't know why, but everyone tries to, for a moment it was always Unity or Unreal, but on the last few years Godot, of course, was the big contender because it was Argentinian. and there's a lot of people that just chooses for it. But I don't think there's actually a lot of 2D games being developed here. There's one that's I don't know if you know Tenebris Somnia.
No, I don't know the game.
It's an 8-bit retro style horror game, but it has live action scenes. And for I don't know why, but they choose to make it on Unreal just because they want to challenge themselves. But no one really takes Game Maker on consideration, at least at first.
It's really interesting, actually. Like, I'm always kind of interested in seeing like what is the local scene like, because it's always different. It's always different. And I just got my butt kicked in this.
Yeah, it's difficult to talk and play at the same time.
It is. No, hard is so much harder, man. Like you guys don't understand. You don't understand. I'm not losing my gamer card to this game, dude.
Yeah.
No, it is quite hard, and I'm glad. It's a nice challenge, and now that I've played it more, like it's a way better challenge than I thought it was going to be. Done a fantastic job with this.
Yeah, I have a lot of opinions because there were the same people saying, "Oh, the game's too easy," and then they send me a clip of one enemy and they just throw it to the air once, multiple times. But then I say, that's not something that happens, regularly to the game, and you're provoking them.
Yep.
But
like
a
you made
lot of
that
people
situation happen. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, thanking me because they getting destroyed of the game. And it didn't happen to them usually because most games try to be much more easy on the player.
Yeah, they do, and I don't like that generally. Like I usually play on harder settings because it's kind of boring otherwise. And that's why I played this one on harder setting. I was like, wow, this is kind of unfair. Cool.
Yeah, but it's pretty scary. I have my arms on my head all the time that I was watching you play. The nice thing was that you didn't get frustrated, even if you died multiple times of the
No.
And you have to come back to the same spot. And I don't think how much is the overall, resistant to frustration for the people, because I can see, the game is better when the most bad moment of the game combat is when you start actually. You need to keep playing it in order to start getting the juice of it, and that was something that's pretty difficult to let players get killed like 20 times and saying I hope they don't hate me.
Yeah, no, I definitely do not hate this, and I do think it's very hard and it is very punishing, and that's great. So yeah, no, I think if anyone out there, if you guys are playing this, like you're playing the demo or anything like that, and you feel like it's unfair, just lower the difficulty. I think it is incredibly well balanced outside of that. Now that I've played on the medium difficulty now, like I feel much more suited to playing it on hard like this, and I'm getting better at doing so. I don't think I'm good yet, but I'm definitely better than I was.
Yeah, I think my biggest scare was after the showcase on the middle of last year. Argentinian medium, just as journalists play the game, and I was watching his stuff from a lot of years actually. But when he started playing the game, he didn't, read any tutorial or see the movies and just start smashing buttons. And when you don't, follow a certain combo, you get like some seconds of delay because you didn't make a combo. And he got really frustrated and was taking something bad out of the game. I think that was the most a difficult thing to see because it's like you skip the tutorial and you're getting great. I don't know what to tell you, but
I think the real thing is I think people are used to games being easier, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Like I feel like a lot of us grew up in like arcade games. Like one of the reasons it's hard for me to get like really frustrated with a game is because arcade games are nasty. Like they'll like they're really mean, because the intention of those games was to kill you so that you spend another quarter. Like they were financially incentivized to make it unfair and hard, And we kind of like grew up on that. Like I grew up on that, and I grew up on Super Nintendo. So it's like when I find a game that's really hard, I'm like, this is great. Like that's the experience I want, So this feels good. And now that
I think the target audience for the game really appreciates it. Mostly because they already play similar games like DMC.
Yeah, a lot of people. We've actually had a couple devs on that were inspired by Devil May Cry, and I think that's awesome. And this is yet another one. And you get these like crazy combos and really interesting game mechanics and like difficult, I like that. Really happy
Yeah, I
with this.
think it's the new trend after the Southlight. Devs are starting to say why we don't go the other way around about sword combat instead of being so slow and methodic. Make it fast and very diverse.
Yeah, I do think a lot of the times devs are going the route of we got to make this easy and accessible so it reaches the most amount of audience, but I think that you kind of lose something there. You lose a uniqueness that in difficulty and in design by doing so. And I like the idea of having difficulty levels to try and train them up, but having an actual difficult end game is something that I think is sort of lost. So you've done it. You've made this interesting. I think it's rad. Whoop, there we go. And I love that you kind of have a get out of jail free card there, of like if you use your ult, but it's expensive to use. So
Yeah, I think in this demo, if you have only half of the purple bar, I think you can use the other attack. That just throw an astral projection of the sword that keeps dealing damage while you're fighting.
that's really amazing, actually.
It's not so powerful, but it helps you, keep enemies away if you're in a really tough spot.
Oh God. I didn't realize it was in the air on that, and I was not moving with the platform. How did you actually make this scene, by the way? Are you just moving the background as you go?
No, you're moving on top of the platforms as well as the enemies.
So it's actually moving. That's cool.
Yeah, that was extremely tough. I didn't know what was getting into it.
A lot of the times it's done with fakery, where you just move the background. So, that's rather impressive. Hell yeah. Ooh. Do you get most of your feedback through, like, a online forum, through Steam, or through your Discord, by the way?
I have some on Discord, mostly, the big technical, people that, really want to get the most use of the game. But then I have, the Steam forums. Currently, I think it was yesterday, my publisher made a playtesting rounds, so I already have some feedback from there. But they were playing the full, the current full version of it.
Where do you think that the feedback is the best for you, by the way? Is it like on which one of those? Is it any of them is just fine?
I mean, I want to think that all of them are fun, but currently I think the main build feedback is the most important because it has the differences with the demo that I was telling you about, that you're not going to unlock the magic and the finishers so quickly. So I wanted to know how it feels for those players, how they feel the combat, and if it's really punishing or what.
Yeah,
because also magic is your way to heal yourself.
Yeah. Do you think most of your bugs at this point are just balance related? Or do you think that they're like really minor movement things? Like where is most of the work left for you?
Mostly bugs and polishing stuff. I mean, I still think I need to balance some stuff because mostly on the later levels, the enemy spawn they change around your difficulty. So I wanted to make sure that all feels balanced and fun to play with.
Yeah.
And I keep polishing some good things, mostly the most important ones, the first level and the last one. I want to get it right, mostly because it's the start of the game, so I think it will be the most important one.
That makes sense. I'm in the final room before the boss now, on hard. So yeah, beating medium definitely made me better. 100%. So what comes next for you? What are you like, once you're out with this, are you gonna keep adding more content to it? Or are you gonna work on something next?
Yeah, I want to make an update. It will have, because when you complete the game for the first time, you will unlock a new game mode, that is the arena. And I want to make a post-launch update that will have an exclusive new boss for if you reach the 100 level of the arena.
100 levels?
And yeah, it's 100 levels. It's also based on Devil May Cry on the Bloody Palace.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's the arena mode that I was telling you that no one was able to win a keychain because no one beat it.
Yeah.
And that version only had like 10 levels.
That's so much. That is absolutely wild. The idea of 100 levels of this seems completely insane to me, but I feel like once you get good at the game, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah, it's mostly a mod for people that, already completed the game and don't want to play it again, but they want to, keep playing the combat. so they can go wild at it. There's also the boy that is like a playground where you can just test new combats and stuff. I want to players being able to play with the systems as much as they would like to.
Yeah.
And also include boss rush that was part of the Kickstarter as also a game mode that will be unlockable after you complete the game.
Are you interested in doing like leaderboards and things like that, or like daily challenge runs?
I think about leaderboards. I don't really know yet, because I don't know how they will play out on. I don't know if I can implement them on consoles, and it feels weird to make launch the Steam version and then launch consoles without one feature.
Yeah, that
So
is a
I think
tough thing.
it will depend mostly on that, because for my previous game I already implemented leaderboard, so I know how to implement it fast. But it will depend mostly on it.
Yeah, and I think that's always the difficulty is if you're doing like Steam leaderboards, how do you get that work on Nintendo Switch? How do you get it to work on Xbox? So on and so forth. And that ends up being a huge problem, so I could see that. But that is something that I'm always interested in, is like if you have a very difficult game and you've got all these different game modes, like how does the community judge each other's runs, kind of a thing.
Yeah, what I would love to is to have YouTube videos of people making combos. There were, from the first time I released the demo on 2023, it was one person that uploads a video about tips and tricks about Soul Quest combat, and I really loved that game, that video. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
And start talking a bit about some technical movements, about how you can if you dash an attack, you have like a speed bump and things like that. I really love that. I didn't want to patch any of these things that I saw.
Do you have like a pretty big speedrunning community so far?
I don't think for a speedrunning community, there's people mostly completionists that send me images of how they complete all the levels on every difficulty and all of in S rank.
That's insane to me. Like beating them all in S rank is pretty wild.
Yeah, and if you beat the boss, you will unlock the next difficulty. And just for the person saying that found about, you can send it on my Discord or in the Steam forum, and I can take a look about how to fix it. How many people are in the current dev team? On the dev team, it's mostly me. I just hire contractors for the pixel art and the music, but mostly on the studio is only me. It's one studio person.
Did it. Beat it on hard. Redeemed. But now there's a higher difficulty, isn't there?
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah. Oh, God. That is monstrous. That is absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
the last one is you die in one hit.
Last one, you just die in one hit no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize, but the game has something of all the other difficulties except the last one. But you have like a last chance. If an enemy hits you and you have like 1 HP, you're going to survive that. But the last difficulty, just take that away.
Now I've Godslayer. Face the extreme difficulty of this mode reserved only for the best of the best. Dear God, that's fantastic. Well, we are almost at time, but I have a couple of questions for the end here. Is if you could do this all over again, would you? Would you do it in the same way, or would you do something completely different? Would you make this game?
That's a tough question, because it was, a game that I started 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, currently where I'm at right now, yes, probably there were things that I will make different, but yes, what I wanted to do when started the development was to make a game of my own, and then I decided to make a game of the genre that I love, that is hack and slashes, mostly for Devil May Cry. And I wanted to make my own take on it, and I think I did. And I think there are people that like the game. So yeah, I will make it again.
Good. That's awesome. And if you had any advice for somebody who's just starting out, who's just making games today, that they want to do this, and we talked about this a little bit later, and they feel discouraged, like they feel like, oh man, I don't want to make that thing, because you said I want to make this in the future, or like you're happy that you made it. What would you say to them if they feel discouraged by that? If they go, oh, I don't know if I want to finish my project, no one's going to like it.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, it's a pretty common advice, but trying to launch a smaller game because it will make you go through the experience about releasing a game and getting people to fund it, pay for it, and playing it. I think is something that you will only experience it once you release a game.
Yeah.
And if I can realize that there will be a lot of people that if they had to wait 6 years while making a game, they wouldn't want to keep going. So I wouldn't they will have that experience if they don't release a game. So I will try to make them go through it, see if they like it, because uh, if you release a game to the people play to it, they could get rough with the reviews and stuff, and you have to live to it and think to yourself if you want to go through it again, and with a it's bigger game in scope and development time, and you want to go through that process over and over again. Mostly that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dev is from Argentina. Yeah. Game dev's greatest skill, patience. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So you guys are actually published by indie.io.
Yeah.
How has the publishing felt to you? Like, is it something that you would recommend to others? And I know you don't need to throw your publisher under the bus, but how do you feel about going to a publisher in general? Is that something that you would encourage other people to do, or is it something that you would encourage people to do it on their own? How do you feel about that?
Depends a lot of what agreement are you're getting from a publisher, and what state your game is in. Because if you already golden to release a game, and you know how to play the social media game, of getting attention and getting wish list, I don't think there's any real reason why will you need a publisher. I think don't get a publisher just because people say get a publisher.
Yeah.
Trying to get the data partner and try to make them put as much of effort and love to your game as you're putting it yourself.
That's fantastic. That's the same advice I always give everybody, which is because I'll have people come in and they're like, "Oh, should I get a publisher?" And I was like, "What do you need a publisher to do?" And they go, "I don't know." And I was like, "You don't need a publisher, dude. Like, it's like if you don't know, you don't need one. Promise." Like, it's because it's a business arrangement, and you're giving either the rights or the public perception of your game to another company, and you're saying, I need you to handle this aspect of the game, either marketing or localization or whatever you're going to do. And that's a business arrangement, and it's not for clout. It's not for, any type of you're a real game now or anything like that. It's specifically because you need them to handle something. You got to know exactly what it is going in. And that's it.
Yeah, and that will force you legally to deadlines, scheduling. That if it's your first game, it will be pretty difficult to know how much it will take you to reach certain milestones and stuff, and or even hire people, because finding the right persons for your project is also kind of hard.
Yeah.
So it's something that it really needs to be very thought of.
Yeah. No, I super agree. Well, with that, we are at time. But is there anything else you want to say to the community before we go? And before that, everyone go wishlist this video game. Do it. Do it. It's free for you. It's free to wishlist. And if you wishlist a game, it'll show it to more people on Steam. So do that. And try the demo. Just don't play it on hard right at the beginning.
yeah. First, I will say don't play on hard and read the tutorial.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Thor, for having me and selecting my games of all the 500 that applied. And as you say, Solgues is a game. It's a hack and slash game. It's expected to be hard, at least on your first run. So please bear that on mind. The demo is still has some bugs, as you could see, but I will be polishing it on the next days, because we are actually aiming to next fest on February. And we will have an update on the demo to include the first main zone of the game and the first main boss. So, expect if you like this demo, you're going to love. At least I hope you're going to love the next one.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Where can you pay for your wish list? It's free. No, that's honestly, I'm really glad to have you on. Your game is really pretty. It feels really good. And after it kicked my ass for a little while and I learned to kick its ass back, I had a great deal of fun with it. So I think you're making something really cool here, man. And I wish you all of the success. Honestly, I think this is fantastic.
Thank
Tough
you so
game.
much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Tough game.
I mean,
But
I'm hoping now to see you on Ghost Layer difficulty.
I want to do it. I want to do it. When is? Well, I mean, when you launch, you got to tell me too. That's the other thing. When you launch the game, let us know because then we can tell the whole community about it. Like I want to. The biggest thing that I want to do is I don't want this just to be like, in December we did a game show and it's over, right? I want to see the follow up. I want to see when you guys launch and like show them out to people and be like, hey, that game that you guys saw, it's fully out now. So let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be in a couple months. We still don't have anything, pretty, locked in, but it's going to be coming pretty soon. Can can I ask a question to you and the public?
Sure.
Because on the last few days, I've been having a lot of doubts about price ranges, mostly because also the Silksong Gate about the prices.
Yep.
Mostly it will be what every person think it will be a good price for the game because
What do you guys think?
I say the game has a lot of replayability, but I don't know if everyone is willing to replay a game
Yeah.
because there's also people there's every year there's less people finishing games even at all.
Yeah. What do you guys think in terms of US dollar price or in euros? You'd say about $20, 15, 20, 20, 25, 30, 35. So you really, really liked it. That's an outlier. 20 bucks,
I want
20
to,
bucks,
I want
15,
to save
20.
him a PayPal link to
Yeah.
the guys to say 25.
It looks like it looks like the general range is 15 to 20. 15 to 20 for everybody. That's the grand majority are in that range. And that's really on the high end of premium indie games. So that means that you're making something that is very compelling, looking compelling, and things that people want to try. Definitely try the demo if you feel that, because it's something where if you play it and you get a much better feeling on it, you'll know exactly what you want to buy it for. But 15 to 20 seems right to me as well. That does make sense. It looks amazing. It feels amazing.
That's mostly the range I have in mind, 15 to 20. So
Nice.
glad to know I'm on the right track.
Yeah, it's always one of those things where like I think that's something that we've kind of leaned into as Indiecember has gone on is like, what do you think your game is going to sell for? And everybody wants to know what the community thinks because it's so valuable. Like as a dev, you don't know what your game is worth, and you're sitting there constantly doubting based on all the things that are wrong with your own game, and then you don't know, and you ask your family, and they're like, "I'll pay $1,000," and you're like, "No one's gonna do that, man." Like, it's like it's tough.
It's currently on this stage of development. I can only see the errors. So when my publisher says we're going to do some playtesting rounds, I say, "My ass, you're going to."
Yeah.
I have to fight for it.
Be like, "No, you won't. It's full of
No, you
bugs."
won't.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, at least they gave me another week to polish a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, mostly that was where my thoughts because there's some people that already backed the game on 20.
Mhm.
So I was saying, but what if I put it to 15 and there's some backers that pay 20? So
I do think it's rough because Silksong, you were saying like Silksong, blows these types of games, out of the water in terms of pricing because it's $20, and that was a lot of indies were like, oh no. But I feel like most people realize they're like, Team Cherry's just crazy. Like,
yeah,
like
there's only one season.
Yeah, I feel like Silksong
really
is
want
like
to pay season.
Silksong is like a $60 game. Like it's like 40 between 40 and 60 somewhere there. It's definitely not like a $20 game. It blows me away that they put it so cheap. But most people seem to understand that pretty well.
Yeah, well, thank you. Again, thank you so much for having me and for letting me, dissipate my doubts about this.
No, absolutely. I think your game is great. I really do. Honestly.
Thank you so much. I hope the people also will like the game. And if you have any doubts about the game or found any error, please, there's a Discord for the game and the Steam forums, and I will, always check on them to see if something's going on.
Well, thank you very much, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one, dude.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye, Dor.